Pretty much any time I get the front wheels in the air on a vehicle, I try to give them a wiggle. Here I've got a bar underneath and I'm checking for top to bottom play. That's okay, but the side to side is crazy. So we've got to bust the tire off and see what's going on. A lot of times this is an outer tie rod problem, and that's what the case is on this 04 Trailblazer. Here I'm wiggling it, zoomed in on it. You can see the play in that ball joint. So we've got to replace the outer tie rod. First I'm spraying it down with some penetrating oil, and then I'm going to measure from the inner tie rod to from the back of the jam nut to the center of the ball stud. I get 9 7/16 on mine. Then I'm going to bust loose the jam nut and back it off about a full turn. If you don't loosen that jam nut, you'll never be able to twist the tie rod out of the inner, the outer tie rod out of the inner. If it doesn't come easily, you might have to heat it. Then I'm going to take the nut off the ball stud. If yours has a castle nut on it with a cotter key, you'll have to straighten the cotter key and pull it out. This one just had a stop nut on it. And then I'm going to hit the side of that tapered joint on the knuckle with a hammer. And that'll distort that enough that the tie rod should fall out. And then as you're twisting the tie rod out of the inner, make sure you count the turns. This is the important part. To keep your alignment the same, you've got to count the turns going out and then repeat that same number of turns going in. Otherwise, you're going to get too much toe out or toe in, and the steering wheel is going to be crooked, and it's going to pull one way or another going down the road. It's going to wear your tires bad. So you've got to get the alignment back to where it was. Slide it back up in that tapered fitting on the knuckle. Install the new nut. The replacement came with a castle nut. And then torque it. The 0203, it was only 33 foot-pounds. On the 04 and newer, it's 44 foot-pounds because they beefed up the tie rod on 04 and newer. And I'll put my cotter key in there and bend it around so it doesn't, the nut won't fall off. And you've got to tighten that jam nut. Put your wrench back on the inner and tighten the new. I bought a new jam nut. The replacement didn't come with one, so I just went to the hardware store and bought one. Install the grease zerk and grease it up, and you're done. Now you've got to check the alignment again. Get your tape rule out. Make sure you've got the same measurement. If you start driving it and the steering wheel's crooked or it pulls one way or another, you messed up the alignment. You have to straighten that out. That's a whole nother video. Maybe I'll do that one someday. Click on the Car Suck Gear button to get a hat or a t-shirt, and don't forget to subscribe.